Good. You're looking good.
So far, so good, thanks. So do you. How's everything over there, by the way? You guys all safe and healthy and okay?
Pretty much. And so far, so good. The numbers go up, but we're all good here. We're good in the station.
Good.
It's kind of a bizarre situation as well, as it is worldwide, I guess.
Yeah, for the first time ever, we're all in the same boat, but we make the best out of what we can do, and we'll get through it together. But with love, prayers, thoughts to everybody over there. You know how much I love you guys.
Yeah. I wish I wish things could be different, but it is what it is, and I think you guys just try to make the best out of it now too for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, as far as I can see.
Yeah, nobody saw this on the radar. We didn't, obviously we've all been watching the news since March and just kind of, you're sitting there scratching your head saying, what happened,
Yeah.
There's an old saying that, Paul O'Neill used to tell us all the time. They say you adapt, you overcome, and you improvise, and you figure it out.
Yeah, that's what you do. But, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is such a huge, I would even say, corporation. I mean, you guys, when do you actually start planning for a new tour once the old one is done?
Well, for example, right now, the past month, they've been planning the 2021 tour.
Yeah.
Already, usually it's, a good almost year before is when they're planning. So, right now I should be in production rehearsals and, getting ready for this year's tour. Management and the O'Neill family is already working on next year's tour. So they're it's always a year or so ahead, and, and then all of a sudden this thing got thrown into the mix, and we kind of went, huh?
Yeah, I know.
But everybody else in the world, everything is different for everybody. So, we're just going to try to do the best we can and do something very special this year that we're all excited about. And I'm just grateful, to do something this year musically.
Yeah. When was the point in time where you said, okay, we have to cancel? This is not going to happen.
Well, we've been watching very closely. And unfortunately, as you guys know, the numbers never really went in the right direction. They didn't go down.
Yeah.
So I think by mid to late August was like, they just said, we got to pull the plug on this. We can't,
Yeah.
And, obviously everybody was heartbroken. Not only because, this has been my job for 25 years, and certainly that's part of it, but I don't know how to do anything else. I didn't want to do anything else. I mean, what do? I pack my bag, I kiss my wife and my kids goodbye, and I go to work, and all winter long we tour and we have the greatest time ever, because it's become my family tradition as well.
Yeah.
Not only, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and the holidays, but, this band has grown up into something that everybody, shares and enjoys. And, that was taken away. And, on a personal note, being selfish, I kind of, what do I do?
I know, I understand.
But the same thing I'm going through, excuse me, everybody on the planet is going through.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be a whiny little brat about it. I just said, okay, well, we'll figure something out. And again, the O'Neill family and management, everybody, we all scratched our heads and said, well, we have to try to do something. And then that's why you and I are talking today.
How and when did the idea come to do this online live event? And why do you do it with Christmas Eve and other stories?
Well, I think the idea happened, or they came up with the idea about 5 minutes after we had to cancel.
Okay.
Just like everybody went, So, why Christmas Eve and other stories? Well, we had been touring it for a couple of years now. I mean, that was the first show in its entirety we did back in, I guess, 1999. We did our first tour.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what kind of put us on the map. It's a very important story. It's a beautifully written story. And at the center of, at the center of Paul O'Neill's story, it's basically about missing someone, at the end of the day. In this case, in the story, it's about a father missing his daughter who ran away from home, and he just wants her home. And of course, it's got a very happy ending. On Christmas Eve, she comes home and the family's reunited, so on and so forth. But what I noticed is that everybody, no matter who you are or where you are, especially around Christmas, everybody misses somebody.
Yeah.
You know, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your brother, your uncle, your sister, you know. So there's always an empty chair at the dining room table. Yeah. And I think it becomes, you know, more focused and more poignant around Christmas time. And especially this year, everybody misses everybody because, you know, I don't know what it's like by you guys, but, you know, nobody's having family get-togethers the way we used to. So it's you know, it's heartbreaking. I have 5 children. You know, hopefully I'll get to see them around Christmas. But, you know, they live, my 3 older children live in different areas of America, and my 2 little girls live home. So usually I'm out working and I miss them. Now I'm home and hopefully we can get together, but maybe we can't due to some reason. So the story means a lot to me. It means a lot to everybody, you know, globally. So it just made sense to do this.
Where do you do it?
We found a production facility in Nashville, of all places.
Oh, all right.
Music City makes sense, you know. In order to, you know, accommodate the band and the production, you know, this place is good. And also there's such strict safety guidelines and regulations now that it made perfect sense. And it's kind of centrally located, so everybody can kind of get there safely, you know. It's a different world we live in right now.
So the Grand Ole Opry, it is.
Not there, but close, yeah.
Nice. I mean, you know, obviously, every year, each and every year, and I saw you guys one time in the States, one time here in Europe, but everybody, or everyone that goes and sees and attends a Transsiberian Orchestra show just expects the biggest, the best, the most. So how do you got to transform this in an online event? The most.
I don't know. Be honest with you, I never. So, you know, in 21 years of touring, I don't know what the production looks like until I get to the first big rehearsal.
Seriously?
You know? Yeah, I don't know, because my job as the musical director is to make sure the band is spot on. You know.
All right.
So, you know, this grew up, you know, in 1999, we had 1 small truck, 2 buses, and 1 fog machine. You know, that was it. Last year in America, I had 20 tractor trailers and 12 buses.
But on every coast.
On each coast. So 40, 20, yeah. So it grew up like my kids grew up, you know. Like over the years. So I get really excited. Like I turn into a little 15-year-old teenager when I walk into the building for the first time and I see the pyro, the lasers, the truss. Like, yes, this is awesome. You know, so ask me the same question in about 3 weeks. Maybe I'll have a better answer for you. But I know that all our department heads, the crew chiefs, they want to put on the biggest, best show ever that we can do, again, under different circumstances. Yeah. The big thing for me is that usually I get to look out into the audience and see 14 or 15,000 of, you know, friends and family and, you know, people who love this show. Yeah. This year, I'm going to look out at 14 cameras. So,
what?
Well, what are you going to do? Again, everything's different, and different is all we have, you know?
I know that it's been a couple of years now, and but I met Paul O'Neill as well. You know, you guys came to our station once here in Munich.
Sure.
And, you know, Paul O'Neill was the best soul of a man you can ever meet and in your life. But he was the lousiest interview partner you can ever have, obviously, for obvious reasons. But how could you somehow compensate this loss? Or isn't it possible? No, you cannot, right?
No, you know, like we go back to the story, you know, there's an empty chair at everybody's dining room table for the holidays. There's an empty chair in my house every moment of every day because he was my best friend. He was my big brother. He was my boss. He was everything. I mean, I spent literally half my life with the man. So that's a hole in my heart that, you know, I'm going to keep that hole in my heart because I will always miss him and I'll never compensate and that nothing will ever fill that. But that's what life does. You know, it is what it is. You know, you can't negotiate with it. You can't really fix it. You just have to learn to carry on and overcome, adapt, and improvise.
Yeah.
And that's how Paul wanted. Paul wanted us to carry on long past all of us leave this earth.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, the world domination is still ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
you got stuff to do.
We have a lot to do. We have so much unrecorded music that up until, the first week of March, we were in the studio working on. We've been working for Paul and the O'Neill family for decades now, that we all know exactly how to do it, and we just want to carry on, and we want, I don't want to stop doing what I do. I love it so much, Yeah,
that was my...
Real quick, did you say you're in Munich, right?
Yeah.
That's where my wife and I spent our honeymoon. Love it there.
Great. Next time you stop by, we cook something up for you.
We will. We have to do that because I had so much. It was about 5 years ago because we did the big Wacken festival.
Yeah. I was there too. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's great.
And we spent about 10 days in Munich, and I love it there so much, man. We had such a great time and spent way too much money shopping, but we had a lot of fun.
That's not my problem. But
no, that's not my problem.
But that was my next question, actually, because, I just realized, I mean, time passes by real quickly, but it's been 4 or 5 years since your last record. The Transsiberian Orchestra record. Yeah. So I was wondering, when to expect new music.
Well, again, we've been working on stuff. I don't know when it would have come out, but literally I was in the studio, had my guitar on my lap, we're recording, really, it's just coming out beautifully. We're working on the Romanoff record,
Yeah.
And, all of a sudden, one of the engineers came in the studio, so we got to put the news on. Something's up, And we kind of took a break, watched the news, and the phone started ringing and said, let's close down the session. Everybody just go home for a couple weeks until this kind of passed through, And it was like just, like a bad dream. Like I went to the airport, everybody's wearing masks, running around, stealing toilet paper,
Yeah.
I kind of just scratched my head and was like, what is going on? And obviously that's 7, 8 months ago now, 9 months. I don't know how long it's been. Yeah. And it's like a bad dream you just can't wake up out of. So anyway, when this thing passes and it will come to an end at some point, then I can't wait to get back to work. Trust me. My wife cannot wait for me to get out of the house and go back to work.
I hear you.
Truth.
It's funny because I think every band, every fan that is a fan of a band has some expectations about the music, about what's going to happen, about what the band is determined to do, pretty much. How much can a Trans-Siberian Orchestra actually experiment on music, do something differently, bring in new people or not? Is it such a close, tight net that you guys are in with the TSO?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that, the core of the orchestra, of the band, of the organization, about, 10 of us have been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
And then over the years, some people leave, new people come in, you get the younger kids coming in. Paul O'Neill would write characters in the story, and we'd have to go find singers who can sing the song and become the characters. Different instrumentalists over the years come in.
Yeah.
We're constantly looking for new talent and, younger players who just bring like a certain spark to it. And then some of us, I'm never leaving. I'm going to be here, until I'm. And musically, that was the thing. Paul always pushed the boundaries. He never wanted it to just be able to do one thing. In his mind, his story was one of the most important things. My job was to help him create music to score the story.
Yeah. Okay.
So just like any film or any, live music or anything like that, you never know what to expect from us. And that's one of the things I think everybody appreciates. You never know what we're going to do next.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine that after, in all those years, some or the other really, popular singer or somebody would just knock on your door and go like, can I come? Can I play with you? Like, I don't know. Meatloaf or whoever. I have no idea. Has that happened?
Oh my gosh, yeah, over the years, because so many people have fallen in love with the story and coming to see the show, that there's been years where, let's see, Paul Rogers, Roger Daltrey, Steven Tyler,
right.
You know, so many others have just said, hey, you know, would love to, you know, come in and jam with you guys, you know, come in and do a couple songs. You know, so I remember one night we were up in Seattle. It was New Year's Eve, a couple years back. And we did a great show. It was sold out. And then I had I was honored to introduce Paul Rogers, who came out on stage. And on New Year's Eve that year, you know, I got to do a bunch of old Bad Company songs with him, with the whole band in front of 17,000 people. And I kind of looked at it, I was like, this is the best ever, man. I'm just having And of course, you become friends with these people, and, you know, we talk all the time. And, you know, who knows what's in store in the future? We'd love to continue doing that. I mean, I remember one night Joe Walsh came in and played guitar with us.
Nice.
And I was sitting in his dressing room, and I was teaching him the guitar part to Christmas Eve, Sarajevo, 1224. Yeah. And he's playing, and I couldn't help but start laughing. He's like, what's so funny? I was like, 40 years ago, I was trying to figure out Rocky Mountain Way or Funk 49, like all the old James Gang stuff, you know? Yeah. And it was one of those moments that life came full circle. So these are the extras that I never expected to happen to me, you know, and I'm so grateful for all of them.
You know, just coming back to the production you have ahead, it's I think it's kind of interesting, because I think we will never find out how many people, how many viewers do you guys expect to this live event? Can you actually estimate a figure? No idea.
I tell you what. Yeah. So last year live, when we toured, yeah, I think we sold 1 million tickets in 6 weeks. Yeah. Okay. So if you do the math, one person buys the tickets for a family of 4. Yeah. Right? Now, this is only in America in 6 weeks. So if 200 and something thousand people bought tickets for their family and their friends and all that, yeah, I don't know. Is that a fair estimate? I've got no idea, you know. And then when you think about it, this is the first time ever that you guys are going to be able to spend the evening with us. Yeah. You know, yeah. So my mother's going to buy it. That's why I get one. Merry Christmas, Mom. Here's your ticket. Yeah, exactly. So I know that at least we sold one of them. You know, you know what? I don't go into the tour worrying about how many tickets we're going to sell. It's going to be what it's going to be. Yeah. You know, I know that no matter what, it's going to be the best show we could do at the time. And this year, because it's so important to us and so special, we all are globally have this evening or this 48-hour window that we get to celebrate together. And everybody watching for the first time ever has literally a front row seat. Yeah. So, you know, that's completely different also. You know, usually you got to worry about getting a babysitter, sitting in traffic, you know, who's sitting in front of me and my seat's in the back of the arena. You don't have to worry about anything. You all sit in your room, you know, pour a glass of Macallan's, put your feet up, stay in your pajamas, put the fireplace on, do whatever you want to do. You know, and literally have a front row seat to one of the most important, you know, shows around the holiday season. That's true. That's true. There was something I forgot. Hang on. There was something I wanted to ask you about this. Take your time. We're good. We got nothing but time, brother. Yeah. I just had a. Hang on, I forgot my question. This is really stupid. But and I'm not sure that while you're thinking of your question, that one of the things that people, I don't know if they realize, like if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's going to be first of all, it's on tsolivestream.com. Right, now I remember my question. Yeah, good. Because I was wondering, the Transsiberian Orchestra is so big and so huge. There must have been the regular TV networks knocking on your door saying, we want to broadcast this. But you guys don't. Well, you know what? I don't get involved in that side of the organization so much. You know, I know that over the years, the Hallmark Channel, PBS, Fox Family, like they've been involved with us for decades now. All right. If I give you an answer to your question, I'd be making something up. So I really don't know. know that at the end of the day, this is the avenue that we decided to take.
Yeah.
Probably for a lot of reasons. But again, my job is to make sure the band is the best ever. And that we have great managers. The O'Neill family has been steering this ship. So together, you know, I mean, listen, our boss passed away. It'll be 4 years this coming April, you know, and you know, what he wanted the most is this thing to live forever, or as long as forever is going to be. He, you know, obviously he didn't realize he was going to leave this earth early.
Yeah.
He would have never thought that there was going to be a pandemic on a global level.
Yeah.
And here we are. We're still talking about putting a show on and celebrating the holidays together, because we have to all come together. If we have this one evening to just say that we are really literally one people, regardless of religion, politics, where you live, all that. All you got to do is click on your phone, your computer, or your TV. And for that 90 minutes, we can forget about everything else and rejoice in what Paul O'Neill created that we could all celebrate together.
How did you make the band spot on?
Well, when you have great players, it's a lot easier, you know. And some of us have been playing together for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, so they all know what they're responsible to do when they come to the first rehearsal. First rehearsal is not when you learn the music. That's when you start rehearsing the music.
Right.
And, you know, over the years, there's been a couple people who came in and didn't know their stuff. And the last thing you want to do is have me angry at you in rehearsal. No bueno. You know, so, and my job is to just say, okay, ready, go. And I get to sit back and listen to these people, because I tell you, usually everybody works really, really hard for the tour. When the tour was taken away from us, everybody was just like, oh my God, this is the worst. Yeah. Now that we have another chance to do it, everybody's working that much harder to even make it that much better, you know? Yeah. And right. You know, the folks in Germany who like were such huge Sabotage fans, they're going to appreciate this, because it's the first time that myself, Johnny Lee Middleton, Chris Caffrey, and Jeff played, the 4 members of Sabotage.
Right. Yeah.
We haven't played together since 1999.
Yeah.
At Christmas time. So for me, it's really special because I get to play, like, it's the band that started this thing back in our first tour in 99. So there's so many levels of how special it is. I'm just really excited and nervous, but excited too.
Nice. I think I have no more further questions, Your Honor. It's all good. And I'm getting excited too, actually. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's just remember, it's TSOLivestream.com. When you buy, you got 48 hours to watch it. So don't worry about it. You just, everybody stay safe, everybody stay comfy, and I hope to see everybody real soon. As soon as we can start traveling and touring over there again, man, I miss it so much.
We miss you too. Don't worry.
Love my brother. Stay safe.
Take it easy and practice, you know. Don't forget.
Always.
What?
Always.
Hey, nice. Say hi to your wife. We're welcoming her and you here in Munich again.
I can't wait. She can't wait. She wants to go shopping again. Heaven help me. All right.
Good luck. No problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye now.